news coming in. We're learning that an interim government is likely to take shape in Bangladesh today. Rounds of talks have been held with protesting students. Students are endorsing Professor Yunus's name. Professor Yunus is, remember, a Nobel laureate, and Yunus had backed the student protests against Hasina. This is the latest that we're learning about the situation in Bangladesh, where, as promised by the army chief in statements made yesterday, an interim government is likely to take shape in Bangladesh. That's why what was being said is that it is not a military coup in Bangladesh, though there were reports of it being a military coup, but it is not, as an interim government is likely to take shape in Bangladesh today. Now, on that note, we're also learning that rounds of talks have been held with the protesting students, and the students have been endorsing Professor Yunus's name. And Professor Yunus is, remember, a Nobel laureate. Yunus had actually backed the student protests against Hasina that had been taking place over the last couple of weeks, leading to over 300 people losing their lives on the ground in violent clashes that had taken place between the student protesters and the police in Bangladesh as well, which has ultimately reached a crescendo with Sheikh Hasina, the former Prime Minister of Bangladesh, fleeing from the country yesterday itself in a helicopter and arriving in India. Now, reports about the movements of Sheikh Hasina are that she is in India, and again, she had landed in Ghaziabad's Hindon Air Base yesterday. The reports are that she is in a safe house in the capital at this point and is likely to now seek asylum in the UK, but we will have to wait for more confirmation on the movements of Sheikh Hasina. But when it comes to the situation in Bangladesh, essentially, the protests had basically turned into celebrations yesterday once one of the key demands of the student protesters was fulfilled. Now, that key demand was the resignation of Sheikh Hasina, the Bangladesh Prime Minister. They believe that she has not been able to handle the matter of what they're protesting against properly. They also took fury against one of the statements that Sheikh Hasina had made when she called